In a modern world where everything seems to revolve around clicks and likes and impressions, and everything seems to be made out of plastic and nothing seems like it's built as well as it used to be, it's really cool to see people embracing the old ways and using their hands and crafting things that are built to last, and that's certainly the case with this shoe. I recently had a chance to head to Eastern Tennessee to photograph bladesmith Liam Hoffman for a workwear campaign. For anybody who doesn't know, Liam Hoffman is the youngest person to win History Channel's Forged in Fire. When he went on that show, he already had a developing business and he used that opportunity to propel it to the next level. Liam works in a 6,000 square foot building, and in that space he's got a full-scale forge, a giant wood shop, a leather shop that's run by his mom, and he and his team build heirloom quality axes, and just being there was incredible. When we first showed up, it was kind of sensory overload. The rushing sound of the forges, the sound of power hammers smacking the shit out of hot steel, the sounds of the wood shop, the smell of leather. It was a lot to take in, but we were so pumped to be there. Our goal for this shoot was to show the various stages that go into making an axe, starting from a raw material and ending up with the finished product being used to cut wood. When we do these shoots, our goal is to tell as authentic of a story as we possibly can within the context of a commercial photo shoot. Part of that is keeping the talent or the subject at ease and making them comfortable. It can be really uncomfortable and probably annoying to have a bunch of strangers show up at your workplace and start shoving cameras in your face. So in order to keep them happy and comfortable and at ease, we like to run with as small of a crew as possible, be as minimally invasive as we possibly can. Not tons of gear, not tons of people. We're not going in acting like snobs asking for lattes. We cut all the bullshit and all the fluff and just try to keep them as happy and comfortable as we possibly can. From a shooting standpoint, this was actually kind of a tricky project. Liam's forge room is not super large and it's not very well lit. To add to that, there's a big ass roll-up door and some windows on one side of the room that create a lot of backlight. Because of that, I had to be a little bit careful about my shooting angles and mostly just work with what I had available to me. But more importantly, Liam is all about efficiency and productivity and has all of his machines laid out in a triangular fashion, so much so that he can tell you exactly how many steps it takes to get from one machine to the next, and he's almost literally running around with ripping hot steel, and I didn't want to get in his way or trip and burn the shit out of myself. If you're planning on shooting anything like this with flying sparks, I definitely recommend throwing a UV filter on your lens. I usually don't like using them because I generally don't like putting a cheap piece of glass on top of a super expensive piece of glass. But in this kind of situation, I can tell you from experience, those sparks will burn the shit out of the front of your lens, and it's a lot easier to replace a UV filter than the whole front end of your 2470. After we finished shooting Liam and Tristan in the forge, we headed back to the wood shop. Liam designs all of his own axe handles, but they make them in quantity, and in order to execute that, they basically rough out the lumber by saw and then put the lumber into a CNC machine where they're cut to spec. Once they're cut, they basically get refined by hand and sanded down before the axe gets hung. Once the axe is done being built and hung and refined and polished, it goes to the leather shop where Liam's mom handcrafts each sheath, stamps their logo into it, and creates the finished product. After we finished shooting at Liam's facility, the last thing we needed was a shot of somebody using an axe. We deliberately wanted it to be somebody other than Liam because he makes these for people to use. They're not just for him, they're not just shelf queens. He wants these to be tools that are put to work. So the next morning, early, we headed over to Colton, his shop manager's house, and did some scenes of him chopping wood in his backyard. This shoot was definitely a highlight for 2024 for me. Personally, the commercial side of things is kind of secondary. I really just like telling an authentic human story, and Liam's story is so cool and super interesting. It was awesome listening to him talk about his history and how he got started and where he's planning on going. I love knives, I love axes, so much so that I had to take one of his axes home, which actually I think means I lost money on this shoot, but I don't really care. It was super fun, I'm really happy with the photos, and I hope I get a chance to do something like this again in the future. Fuck. Fuck. Ah, fuck. A little bit. Multiple forges broing. Screeching wood. That sounds fucking cheesy. Odin. Fuck off, dude. What the fuck are you eating over here? Big fat? Never recording a video in my apartment again. Odin, you're killing me, dude. This shoot was to show fuck. Fucking steel. Fuck. Equipment. Fuck. Fuck, man. God damn it. Fuck.